Sometimes, us as humans, especially men, a lot of us are suffering in silence, you know? A lot of us are afraid to share our opinions of how we're feeling about certain situations. We'd rather just keep it all balled in and continue to act like nothing is bothering us, which is so unhealthy. So many people are ashamed and they hide the pain. Sometimes it's hard for people to breathe, and they look around and they just see everybody else breathing normally, and they wonder, like, why am I going through all of these things? Why am I feeling so much anxiety? Why am I feeling so much stress? Why can't I just break the chains and be happy in life once and for all? And as we're looking at that individual breathing through our eyes, normally, little do we know, they also could be suffering in silence themselves.
World, what's happening? This is the MANtality podcast, episode number 3, Suffering in Silence. To my kings out there, keep doing what you're doing. You right where you need to be. Mm-hmm. You are very important to you, to yourself, to your loved ones. You're even important to your haters. Mm-hmm. Keep on pushing. We need you here today, paying attention. We need you living inward, outwardly. We need you not suffering in silence, kings. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Hodge, I'm Michael Villano. And to my left, we got Hodge Wizzy One.
What it is.
And we here, man. We ain't suffering in silence today. We talking about it.
Man, let's talk about it, man. I was just looking at some information over here, man. And it says men lives are shorter than women by an average of 5 years. So men die on an average of 5 years earlier than women.
Sheesh. Hold up. 5 years?
Yeah, man. And some of those factors, man, are, diseases that are preventable, that we may choose not, to go to the doctor for, like heart disease, strokes, cancer, you know what I mean? Men are more likely not to seek medical, health care more than women are, Why is it that women don't mind going to the doctor, but us as men, we have that problem, or, we rather, continue to just suffer in silence, man.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Like, we'd rather not even go see if it is a problem to find out, you know what I mean? Because no, we have to deal with something, or just not even being aware of it and keeping everything in and not expressing it. I think there's a big stigma in society to where the men have to just carry everything, and just it doesn't matter how heavy it gets. We can't, complain about it. We seem weak. We can't lead. We can't, we can't have a weak moment. You know what I mean? Like, we can't. So I think that leads us to suffering in silence in a lot of aspects. Like you said, the getting a physician, suffering our relationship. I know a lot of times in relationships I had with my woman, I bit my lip. You do have to, sometimes it's got to be bigger than you. But there are things that that I've been in situations where I didn't say anything just because I was supposed to man up, or I already know that she think that, I'm not being man enough leading her or making a decision. I don't have the answer to everything. I'm not going to sit here and act like I do. You know what I mean? But not that I'm not going to put in the work to find out what it is, or we can't figure this thing out. You know what I mean? But I just think there's a lot of extra pressure that leads to these medical and health reasons that we are dying off earlier. A lot more stress, anxiety, depression from just the pressure of having to live up to an expectation. There are men who are not strong by nature. You know what I mean? There are men who, you know what I'm saying, may not necessarily fit the old barbaric, strong, old traditional, old-fashioned man, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But if they're not living a certain way, then they over there suffering in silence, trying to meet something or be somebody they're not even, who they are.
Man, I just feel deep down, sometimes we're begging for someone to notice that we're having a problem. You know, we may act like we don't want nobody to ask us how we doing, but deep down inside, I feel that we do, you know, and I feel when we don't get that recognition of when we could be off or something like that, you know, sometimes we may feel like, hey, you know, does anybody care? You know, is anybody praying for me out here? So, you know, sometimes we take it hard as a man, and, you know, kind of like we talked about on episode 2, man, making those, you know, deposits instead of making those withdrawals, man.
Cha-ching.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just sometimes it can be a downward spiral, man. You know what I'm saying? Just over time as things get worse, you know what I'm saying? As you start to feel that there's more things that you're trying to hide, you know what I'm saying? And it's easier to just avoid it altogether.
I think that's why you get to the point sometimes you snap sometimes and don't even know why, because we holding so much in. We suffering so great. Sometimes I think, you know, you might snap on your you know, sister or brother or somebody, a friend, and you don't know. We go back to you're just irritable and you're not trying to find out why, like we talked about in the last episode. You know what I mean? I just think it's the big cultural norms. You know, men are often socialized to believe that expressing emotions such as sadness, fear, and anxiety is weak or unmanly. You know what I mean? It goes to the gender stereotypes. Men are often stereotyped as being strong and stoic, and expressing emotions can be seen as a violation of his manhood, a violation of his mentality. And that's what we'll be back here to regain, is your mentality, kings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Stand up, kings. The world needs you, you know what I'm saying? The youngest need you, you know what I'm saying? The women need you, you know what I'm saying? The elders need you. But clearly, man, just as many men are suffering in silence and, you know, feeling experiences such as depression and anxiety, kind of like we were speaking of early, much more of us just need to talk about it, man. Much more of us just need to be more encouraged, feel more comfortable with opening up, you know what I'm saying, and talking about things first, man. You know what I mean? That's definitely something that I think me as myself, you know what I'm saying, and my friends that I know that are men could definitely improve on a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, because, you know, suppressing emotions, man, you know, it leads to increased stress. It leads to mental health problems. It leads to relationship problems that if we don't know how to deal with ourselves, how are we going to deal with somebody else? And whether it's a friendship or any kind of relationship, might be your boss at work, you know. I think it's about, you know, creating safe spaces for men to express their emotions. Is, you know what, Hodge, there's not a lot of safe spaces for men to do this. Like, you know, we're fortunate in this, like, you know, this podcast is spawned and birthed from our you know, our connection, you know what I'm saying, in this mental health journey that we're on, and you know, and we're trying to spread it. So I know some of the things, creating a safe space. So you're like, okay, how do you create safe spaces for your fellow brother, or for you know, a young man or even woman? You know, creating safe spaces for them to express their emotions. You know, you have to be a good listener. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen. You know, because when a man is talking to you about his feelings, you know, he wants you to listen to him without judgment or interruption. You know, make sure, you know, you're validating his feelings.
Definitely, you know, concur with you there, bro.
You know, let the man know that his feelings are valid and that it's okay to feel safe, you know, and it's okay to feel the way that he does. Like you said, offer support. You know what I mean? Be patient.
You know, man, I hear a lot of people saying, you know, I put my homies on, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I made sure that my homeboys were good in life, you know what I'm saying? But when was the last time we took that time out to just see how they were doing as an individual? We definitely made sure, you know, that their bank account was straight. But when was the last time we just said, hey, man, how are you feeling today? You know what I'm saying? Is there anything I can do to be helpful to you today? How can I support you today? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to talk about anything? You know what I'm saying? Is there anything that I can do to make things better for you right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm your brother. I love you, you know what I'm saying? Each one teach one, man. That's the mentality we gotta have in life, man. That's the main reason why we got this podcast drifted up, started from the ground from nothing, but we definitely gonna build it to the sky.
Right. And I always like to disclose this. So one of the deposits we're gonna drop today is the 988 number. Yeah, it is. It is. You know, for suicide or for mental health, anything, man, woman, anybody. If you, it's just like a 911 number. Did you know about that? How you call 988 on your cell phone, or just like 911? 988.
Man, what does 988 do, man?
Okay, so you dial 988 on your phone, and then you get somebody that you can talk to about your problems, your mental problems, or anything. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody there for you if you need to talk to.
I can call about anything.
About anything, about mental health, anything. It's really, really good. If you need it, it's there. So there's a lot of things I think that they're not pushing. I haven't seen it. You know, I heard of it through my man Pearl Jones. He's on a real good, super dope artist that really talks about a lot about mental health, which, you know what I'm saying, is our MO. So, you know, but I think sometimes, man, it's hard for us men to find a role model, you know, to be able to say you admire a man in your life who expresses emotions in a healthy way. Like, how many men do you know that express themselves in a healthy way, Hodge?
Man, I can definitely probably name them on my one hand, you know what I'm saying? And with that being said, not many, man, but I think just a lot of that comes from just, you know, men not wanting to express themselves. You know, you have to ask yourself, why are we so bad at our expressing our emotions? You know what I'm saying? Why are we mostly, you know what I'm saying, introverted? You know what I'm saying? And really hide the emotions that we have on the inside from our loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Why is it hard for us at times to ask for help when we're struggling? Everybody need help, right?
Man, woo.
But you know what I'm saying? Instead of asking for the help, let me just continue to deal with this stress. Let me continue to suffer in silence.
Man up.
You know what I'm saying? Something's going to work out.
Man up.
You know what I mean? Because that's all we know how to do.
Man up.
Sometimes you just need to reach out and just get it off your chest, man, and just have somebody that can understand, you know what I'm saying, the same thing that you're coming from, have experienced the same thing that you have experienced, can help you get, you know, maybe can help you walk through that darkness.
Right. And even talking about it, like, let's say me and you talk about something that you're going through and I haven't went through it. It also gives me enlightenment of when this situation might ever come about, I might know how to handle it better. You know what I mean? Or go about it a better way that might benefit, you know, my life and my mental health. You know, my mental wealth, you know, is you know, saying very important. It should be.
Absolutely, man. You know, I kind of put that up there, man, with sleep. You know what I'm saying? You know, eating properly, man. You know, not going too hard on the vices that we have in life, you know what I mean? Things of that nature, man. Try not to keep things bottled up on the inside, man. You know what I'm saying? Just try to acknowledge them when they come to me, you know, like just being in a relationship, you know, sometimes you could be going through something with, sometimes you could be going through something with your woman, you know what I'm saying, your man, whatever the situation may be, and it's like, dang, you know, only thing I want them to do is just understand where I'm coming from, you know, and instead of just acknowledging the situation, you just hold on to it, and then just the littlest thing may happen, and all of a sudden, bam, you just explode, you know what I'm saying? And you can cause a lot of damage to a relationship that took you so long to build up, you know what I mean? But if we can just start approaching those things head on, you know what I'm saying, when we acknowledge how we're feeling, we can definitely deal with them a lot better, just, you know, instead of just holding them in, suffering in silence, you know what I mean?
I do. There are some websites that you can visit too to help with men mental health.
Drop them joints, man. Drop them.
We got mentalhealth.gov. It's mentalhealth.gov is a website that provides information and support on a variety of mental health topics. Mentalhealth.gov has a section specifically on for men on mental health. Did you know that one? Word,
I did, man.
Yeah, so go to mentalhealth.gov today, and there's actually a section for men's mental health. And I'm gonna drop another one, the same one from last time. NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI. This is a national organization that provides support and advocacy for people with mental illnesses and their families. They have a number of resources for men and mental illness, including support groups and online forums. So if you're looking for somebody, looking for research, and you know we heavy on doing your research to be ready for these changes, because these are life changes here, folks. We talking about major life changes. You know, that's all I know is changing you will change everything about you. If you're tired of your job, change something about you. If you're tired of your love life, change something about you. Quit trying to change other people. If you tired of it, you got to make change, but you got to be ready for it too. Because how many times I started something and wasn't able to finish it because I didn't do enough research to expect to have realistic expectations of what I'm really trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? Not going into it knowing what I need, you know. So just using resources, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't looked, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't looked, you haven't done your homework, then, you know, we're giving you places to start.
Absolutely, man. You know what I mean? Because, man, just displaced emotions, man, impulsive reactions, man. If you don't check them, you know what I'm saying, when you start to feel them, you best believe they're going to multiply.
And they're going to check you.
It's going to kill your energy. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to be that person that you need to be for your family, for your job, for yourself, which is most important.
Most important. So this is the call to action we want our listeners out there. Kings, if you are a man who is struggling with emotional expression, just know that you're not alone, okay? There's many resources available to help you, and it's okay to ask for help. It's okay, Haj, to ask for help. Men, kings, it's okay to ask for help. You know, and if you're a man who's struggling with emotional expression, please be supportive and understanding of others at the same time, knowing that if you're trying to understand yourself, that you have to know that you're not the only one going through it as well. You know what I mean? So create safe spaces for fellow kings, even if you don't know, or, you know, fellow men, you know what I'm saying? To let them talk about his feelings, let them know it's a safe space. And hey, I can listen without even saying nothing if you just need to talk about it. I don't have to say nothing. I'm here to listen to you. I hear you. I can see you, but I can see you going through something, but I want to hear what it's something that you need to tell me. You know what I mean?
Man, if possible, man, you know, you just got to try to figure out what's triggering you. You know what I'm saying? What can I do to not be triggered? You know what I'm saying? If you can figure out those little small triggers, just imagine, you know what I'm saying, how powerful or how impacting that can be. You know what I'm saying? Just by empowering yourself to become more of an observer of situations, you know what I'm saying? Observing what I mean by that, just mentally stepping out of the situation, maybe seeing yourself in the third person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I definitely doing that. I think you'll find the benefits of you expressing yourself, Kings. The benefits of that is you'll have improved mental and physical health. You'll build stronger relationships, understanding that, and just have a greater overall happiness, you know, and a sense of well-being, you know.
And on top of that, man, just, it's okay to take a break, man. You know, try to practice forgiveness, you know what I'm saying? Try to, you know, stop being in such, you know what I'm saying, intense situations, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to smile, you know what I mean? It's okay to take a breather, you know what I mean? Excuse me. Don't have to be on guard all the time, you know what I'm saying? I know it may feel like we in a war zone, but you know what I'm saying, we ain't in a war zone, you know what I mean? So take that time out, man, to give yourself what you need so that you can be, you know what I'm saying, more productive in your day, so you can be, you know what I'm saying, more up to par for your friends and for your families, for the needs that we need you in life for.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, Haj, what we're asking our listeners is you just got to express yourself. Let's not suffer in silence. It's got to come out somehow. Write a song, write a poem, you know what I mean? Dedicate something to somebody, or, you know, what does that look like? Maybe it's different, you know what I mean? Like, but get that out, because having all that in, we know it causes damage on the inside if we don't get it out.
Absolutely, and whatever happens on the inside eventually will come to the outside, right? So just do an assessment on yourself, you know what I'm saying? Assess the situation, you know what I'm saying? Assess your surroundings, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot of probably free consultations that you can get out there, you know, like we talked about before, man. It's just about doing a little research, you know what I'm saying? Not being afraid to reach out. It's not gonna make you less of a man to reach out. It's gonna make you more of a man to reach out, because, you know, if we continue to suffer in silence, man, it's definitely putting a toll on our bodies, our soul, our immune systems, right. And we ain't gonna be strong enough to be out here and face these, you know what I'm saying, demons and chapters and, you know, just certain situations in life that's gonna transpire, you know what I'm saying? So we need to be at our best so that we can think logically when those situations transpire.
Totally. I got a question for you, man. So how do you think mental health affects men's involvement in fatherhood and family life?
I think it's a big factor, man, because your kids look at you, you know what I'm saying, as their hero, you know what I'm saying. Your wife looks at you as a leader, you know, someone to, you know, lead this household, you know what I'm saying, someone that makes good, sound decisions, not only for yourself, but for your family, you know what I mean? So if we're not at our best, if we continue to suffer in silence, you know what I'm saying, if we don't continue to express ourselves and get out the things that are drawing us down, how can we be a role model to our loved ones? You know what I'm saying? How can we really give 100% to our family at that particular time? How can we be the best person for our family at that particular time? You know what I mean? If we just continue to suffer in silence, man.
Yeah, and I think mental health affects men of different ages, races, ethnicities. You know, I think it goes deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's so many layers of this, but I think all of it comes back to a sense of mental health, man. Because how do you feel about yourself? Like, how do you feel about your race? How do you feel about where you're at? How, you know, in your life, at how old you are compared to your age? You know what I mean? Your overall well-being. These are a lot of pressures that if we don't contain, they can't, you know, blow up, like we say, you know, in our face.
I just think, man, the demand of masculinity, man, is making it hard for us to, you know what I'm saying, men in general, to just really fully express the way that they feel, you know what I'm saying, to cry in front of someone. You know, hey, it's okay to cry, you know what I'm saying, it's okay to cry in front of someone, you know what I'm saying. You don't have to suffer that pain alone. Like, you know, if you're in front of your woman, you know what I mean, hey, it's okay to cry in front of her, man. It's okay to let her know, you know what I'm saying, that you're not at your best right now. She's supposed to be there to lift you up when you're down, you know what I mean?
Right,
so if you can't do that, you know what I mean, maybe that's not the right one. If you don't feel comfortable expressing yourself to your woman, letting her know what's bothering you, letting her know, hey, this is what I need from you so I can lead, you know what I'm saying, so I can be at my best, you know what I'm saying, so I can make things happen for us, you know what I mean, because it's hard out here as a man, you know what I'm saying, because these are things that we facing, and, you know, and instead of just, hey, calling someone up, you know what I'm saying, and talking about it, or calling some of these hotlines like you mentioned earlier today, you know what I'm saying, when it's always an ear out here for you, you know, we just continue to deal with it in silence, man. So it's another reason why we got this podcast. You know, at the end of this thing, man, you know, we're gonna drop an email address and all of that. You know, if you don't want to speak to no one in general, you just want to reach out in an email, hey, feel free to email your boy. I'm gonna drop that information later. You know what I mean?
So can you still be masculine, but share your emotions? Can you still be emotional? I mean, can you still be masculine and express your emotions? Is that possible?
I think it's very possible. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a facade when you can't, you know what I'm saying, understand that that's part of being a man. You know what I mean? You know, just how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I ain't the all say all to any situation, but if you asking me for my opinion, I mean, I think you got to do kind of both of those. Sometimes you got to cleanse yourself, like you cleanse your body, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to cleanse your soul, you know what I mean? Sometimes a good cry do that for you, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes a good talk will do that for you. Sometimes a good hug will do that for you, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes we so angry with ourselves in a situation, we don't even want to embrace that hug that may be out there, you know what I'm saying, waiting for us, you know what I'm saying? We just want to be mad and just continue to push that bad energy out there in the world, man.
Yeah, or suffer in silence. And we just, you know, man, it's tough, man, to walk around and act like ain't nothing wrong. And I also changed my, you know, greetings as well, and thinking about that too, as when people ask me how I am and I'm having a bad day, you know, I think you said in the last one, you just said, well, I'm having a bad day, or, you know, today's just not, you know, the one. You know, I kind of got something that, you know, it's been better, been worse. It's been better, been worse. So, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it's not the greatest, but I've had better, I've had worse days. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not giving power to either. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know, man. Just
all my people out there, man, you know, facing depression, anxiety, grief, you know what I'm saying, loss, many other forms of suffering, man. As you continue just to take that in, you know what I mean, and if you're not able to release some of those pressure, you know what I'm saying, and emotions that are building up from some of those things that I just mentioned, it's like, man, that's liable to not end well for you, or maybe someone that you love, you're liable to take that anger out at the wrong time, possibly, you know what I'm saying, to the wrong person, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes, man, you know, we may not, you know what I'm saying, take our anger out on the people we need to take it out on, because we, you know, decided to hold that in at that particular time. If you got a problem with that man, if you got a problem with that woman, let them know. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be always be in a violent manner. You know what I mean? You never know, the person that you may think, you know what I'm saying, there's no connection with, could just be the person that you could have that special connection with that you might need in your life. You know what I'm saying? You may find out, hey, we got more things in common than we don't. You know what I mean? And all it took was just a little bit of understanding. You know what I'm saying?
The point we trying to drive home, y'all, is just stop suffering in silence. You know,
you don't
gotta
have to do it.
You know, you talk to somebody, talk to, you know, the higher being, talk to God, talk to a rock, talk to your pillow, talk to your dog, whatever it is, let it out. You know, just even if you're talking to yourself in a room with nobody, just say it out loud.
It just can't be input, you know what I'm saying? Woo. Anything that you input, eventually some output got to come out some eventual way.
It's overload, yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's just make sure we taking that time out to care for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the women, they might have them a spa day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's as men, we got to figure out, maybe we'll have a, you know, go to the bar, shoot pool day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we have a, you know, sit down and just think, you know, collective minds, just sit together and come up with a creative idea. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's important that us as men have a day for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's once a week, you know, whereas if we decide to do it in the month of June, which is the month, you know what I'm saying,
right,
for men health, you know what I'm saying?
Mental health, yeah.
You know, it just don't have to be in June, you know what I'm saying? It could be every month, you know what I mean?
And it should. You know, it should be every day, you know, though, too, though, is it's just at least recognizing it. You know, you may not be celebrating it, you know what I'm saying? Although you should be celebrating your wins and your losses, because at least you're doing the work. You're doing the work, Kings, and that's all we want you to do is do that inner engineering and do that work. And it ain't gonna be easy, but it wasn't easy to get here where we at now. The mentality, being teachable, being able to unlearn to learn new things. That's one of the keys. Make sure you be able to be teachable and able to unlearn things you've always been willing to not unlearn. You know, because that's how. Like, yeah, something's got to change. Something's got to break. There's got to be something traumatic. If you want traumatic change, something traumatic's got to happen.
Man, I just know, you know, for those that are suffering in silence, man, I know it can be extremely lonely. You know what I'm saying? I know it's an experience that you really don't want to go through for yourself.
Facts.
I know it can make it significantly more difficult, you know what I'm saying, to handle the situation when you are handling it by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
and I'm here for you. I'm here for you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Likewise,
along the way.
Man.
You know
likewise,
what I mean?
Man.
And that's all we're trying to do is to build a system to know, you know, hey, you know, there's other men out here like us and are looking at, you know, it's okay. Don't get caught up in, you know, society telling us it's not okay. It's okay to be a man that, you know, to express your emotions. It doesn't mean, I think, you know, if you don't express your emotions, you're going to become emotional because that boiling pot, you ain't going to be able to contain all them different energies and stuff going on, man. You know what I mean? So stop suffering in silence, y'all. Y'all stop suffering in silence.
Man, depression and suicide, man, are just one of the leading causes of death among men, right? You know, so we definitely want to check ourselves, man. You know, we want to definitely address those issues head on, man, so we're not, you know, just dealing with things and continually just put pressure on top of pressure on top of pressure on top of pressure until a point to where we just bust, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I'm Michael Villano.
It's your boy Hodge One.
This is the MANtality Podcast. Y'all stop suffering in silence. We out.